Welcome back to Time Freedom Daily. This is your spot to get your daily dose of business building, motivation, investing, crypto, side hustle, all that stuff to help you attain your time freedom. And we're back today. Today is Side Hustle Thursday. Chris, how you doing today, brother?
I am great. How are you?
Man, I'm living the dream.
Yeah,
I love this day.
Your green light is glowing over there.
Absolutely.
That
We're
always
back in
means
the green. Good view.
Yeah. And we're supposed to have nice, cool weather this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, I can't wait, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait. You know, what do we get, like 5 days a year?
I love it. It's supposed to be in the 60s this weekend, so that should be amazing.
Dreamy.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Absolutely.
So let me roll right into the markets real quick. We're having
Yes.
For those that don't know, the market corrected a little the last couple of days. Just perfectly normal, doesn't really scare us. Market cap is nearly 2.6 trillion again. Volume is just ginormous. 173 billion again. 100 billion, is a good daily average. We see a lot of days in the 90s, a few days 105, 110, 120, but 173 billion in 24 hours, it's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Bitcoin dominance 44.6. Ethereum dominance is up 19. So that is good to see. I'll just go over a couple numbers here. Kind of everything bounced back. Bitcoin back up over 60. Ethereum back up over $4,000. Binance up 7. Cardano up still trying to get over 2 and stay over 2. Solana dropped below 200. 198. That's to me, that's a bargain for Solana.
For sure.
XRP, same thing, $1.06. We're still waiting for some big news there. So, and Dogecoin passed Shiba. So Dogecoin up 30% today. So that's not
Absolutely.
bad.
For sure. Definitely a very positive bounce back. A lot of the crypto experts they talk about the volume not being a big deal, but when it's upwards of almost 200 billion, that's something to talk about. So that's exciting to see the activity. That means that we're getting the activity of people starting to understand what's going on here, and they don't want to miss the boat.
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole market seems to be feeling pretty good today. Nasdaq is up 1%. S&P is almost up 1%. Dow Jones is up 0.5 point. Tesla still rolling. That is something. So
I took profits yesterday. I took profits at about 1,023. I sold actually 60% of my holdings in Tesla. Moved it to cash just to see what happens over the next month or so. If we do have a correction, I've got some capital that I can reinvest. It's in my retirement account, so that I'm doing this without any tax implications, and I'm liquid for the next move if we have one. And I still have 40% exposure in Tesla, so I'm getting this upward momentum. Let's call it a moon bag, because I'm definitely working in complete profit since I got in so early last year before the split, after it really tanked after the event. And it's been a really good investment. And look, electrification is the future. It's definitely not a bad stock to be invested in. Again, not financial advice, just my personal opinion for the future. So it's definitely a solid. They're really the only one set up for mass production of electrified vehicles at this moment. Everybody's just playing catch up.
And everything else. I mean, they're not just a car company, and that's a big thing. Their battery technology is surpassing everybody, and they're growing exponentially. So even as every time I'm on YouTube, I see that ad for the one wheel, which is it's kind of getting me. The thing's pretty cool. That thing is full of batteries, rechargeable batteries, and Tesla built that gigafactory out in the desert. I mean, they're just they are headed in the right direction, but where their price is right now is due for a correction, and that I believe a great idea. What John said is definitely the way. You take profits on the way up, and a lot of people have this mentality of I don't want to sell too soon. Selling too soon is okay because you've taken profits.
You can never get hurt taking profits.
having the regret of missing the last 10% is a whole lot better than having the regret of seeing all your profits go right back down the tube when there is a correction. So,
another stock I want to talk about real quick is Ford. Ford is making huge strides in electrified vehicles, and they've just killed their revenue goals and their production and what's going forward. And last time I looked at it, and I'm kicking myself that I actually didn't get in because I just didn't see the future as if what they were doing. I just didn't quite believe that Ford could pull it off. And they were like at $9 when I was looking at it. I mean, I'd be almost 100% in just a few months because it was only like 3 or 4 months ago that was at $9. Yes, and now it's over $17 or just under $17. It was over 17 yesterday. So big props to Ford for moving in the right direction because they were definitely stagnant for a long time. So definitely one you want to look at as well.
Yep. No, I agree. I actually did ride Ford from 9 to 15 and change. So I was happy.
And for you, man.
That's where you take profits.
Well, I didn't get the memo, man. What's going on?
He's playing a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm pretty proud of Ford, and it's good for them.
Excellent.
But today is Thursday. It's whatever we want to call it: Small Business Thursday, Side Hustle Thursday, Hustle Thursday,
yes.
Business Thursday. And we want to talk about just a couple, again, some easy stuff you guys can just start at home. And I was checking out, let me bring it up, Fiverr again. And John and I have used Fiverr for our logo, for some of our stuff. Fiverr is a great place to go check out when you need something done. But Fiverr is also a great place for you to sell your services. And that can be anything. A lot of people find me pretty motivational on my Facebook page. Like, people just love my posts. People love the way I am, and so for me to go on Fiverr and say, hey, I'm selling motivational services on Fiverr, mentor services. There's a lot on Fiverr, and think about what you're good at. You don't have to be a certified anything. There's a lot of people out there that just want to talk to somebody and need some help. If you're great at anything like graphic design, data entry, watching YouTube channels, I mean, literally everything is on Fiverr. And so for you to create a free Fiverr account, have a look around at what people are paying for. Like that's kind of what I've been spending some time just looking at what people are paying for. I create unique motivational videos for YouTube channels. I will record your motivational, inspiring voiceover. I will design canvas wall art with motivational posters. All of this is like, it's all just stuff people have done. And these are kind of what John and I talk about, hustlers. People just coming up with what they're good at. Are you good at creating Canva designs? I'm on Canva. I'm not very good at it. So would I pay somebody $5 to hop in on Canva and make me an amazing display so that I don't have to spend 30 minutes doing it? Hell yeah, because I pay myself a lot more than $5 for 30 minutes. And so it's wise. It's a wise decision for me to pay somebody else $5 to spend. They can do it in 2 minutes, but it would take me 30 minutes. That's a wise decision. And if you can do that, pop it up on Fiverr. You never know what can happen. We actually posted some links in our comments, directly to Fiverr, so you can check that out. The other thing, and you guys are going to laugh, OnlyFans. You don't have to be naked on OnlyFans. Newsflash. OnlyFans, there's a lot of really cool people on OnlyFans. Yoga people. I typed in meditation up here because that is big right now. A lot of people really like coming out of this last year and a half. People are trying to get their mind right, talking about law of attraction. How can they start feeling better about themselves? How can they go back outside to handle that, anxiety about traveling and stuff? So there's a lot of really, legit people on OnlyFans. Pictures of waterfalls, and all of this stuff people are looking for. And again, look at what you're good at. Hop on OnlyFans. It's free. You can have a look around. You never know. You might find people that are looking for something that you feel you're really good at. So, I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, what do you think, John?
You know what? This is all great information. I wanted to go back to, talking about Fiverr just real quick and things that you're good at. And I was watching a video and the guy was like, one thing you could do on Fiverr that you don't have to be good at all, voiceovers. You had stopped on one that had voiceover, your motivational content.
Yep.
But people are just looking for accents. Are you from England? Are you from Australia? Are you from the islands? Do you have a cool accent? Even having an English accent, not English as in European English, I'm talking about American accent, because there's people that are in Europe that are looking for somebody who can speak clearly with a clear American accent. So put it up there. What do you got to lose? It's not like, you're spending money unless you're paying for being a sponsored link, and see what comes up. People are getting paid by the word for these voiceovers. So you're doing a paragraph, who knows what you're getting paid? It's 10 cents, 25 cents, $1 a word in your own verbiage. It's pretty cool. So something that you don't necessarily have to be great at is voiceovers, and start there and see where that goes. And if you do have a talent, like Chris says, focus on that and make that something that can be monetarily advantageous to you, because we all have stuff that we're good at. And I'm going to talk about another thing that you can also post on Fiverr and other websites is becoming a social media manager. Look, I'm almost 50, and I know how to navigate social media, but I have no idea how to make a TikTok video. I'm sure I can watch a YouTube video on it, but if you know how to do that stuff, if you know how to navigate through Instagram and with the hashtags and stuff like that, you could be a social media content manager and get paid on a monthly basis to manage somebody's account. It could be $300-$400 a month, maybe even more, to go in and you do 30 posts or 100 posts a month total, and all across all platforms, and you get paid for that. Obviously, you're gonna have your powwow meeting with whoever's hiring you and talk about what they're going for, and it's your job to kind of just be creative and handle that for them that they may not know about, and it would take them weeks or months to learn that skill. You got it, and you're going to get paid for it, and it's money well spent, and it's an advertising expense for that business. So it's a write-off for that home-based business that you're being hired from. So who knows what that could be? Being also a personal assistant, and we talked about this as well. Just helping someone that has a home-based business that they just need to focus on the business, not in the business, right? So we talk about that. When I was a landscaper, did I create a job for myself, or am I able to work on the business and not have to work in the business? So I made a decision when I did my business the second time around that I wasn't necessarily going to work in the business all the time. And that way I can focus on growing the business, meeting with my customers, not having to go out there and trim the trees, cut the grass, put down the fertilizer, plant the plants. I had my team for that, which allowed me to grow my business much faster because I wasn't working 9 or 10 hours a day and then working on the business afterwards. So being a personal assistant, folks, you can help that person work on his business or her business, and you can help work the minutia inside the business and get paid for that. So you're an independent contractor, right? You are, you're not an employee per se. So again, now you have your own home-based business, which we talked about before, has all kinds of positive tax benefits for you when you're driving or when you're having your internet service. You can expense your internet service. Again, this is not financial advice or tax advice. We're not here for that, but we do know what we've heard from our professionals that we've hired. You have to make sure that you're doing your own research and due diligence on your end. But your mileage, if you're driving for this particular job, if you're using your cell phone, you can write off part of your cell phone bill. So ways to put money back in your pocket and also earn money on the same foray. So what do you think about that, Chris?
No, that's absolutely. Virtual personal assistants have become huge. I actually just read an entire book about that. The book was called 4-Hour Work Week. And what he talks about is really making your whole life easy. And what he was talking about, like, he has running a business, running anything, there's a lot of busy work that needs to be done. And he started subbing a lot of that out to India. Just because the cost of what he said was like an executive class virtual assistant in India is like $6 an hour, $7 an hour, $8 an hour. And he said they will literally make phones for you. They'll literally reserve a spot for your dinner. They'll handle a lot for you. And so there's a lot of really smart stuff out there. And like John said, for you to use your skills and your know-how, absolutely. I love the idea of the social media manager, because that is something that I need to get better at, and I could certainly either use somebody's coaching help or whatever. But yeah, that's an awesome idea.
For sure. Yeah. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, and again, it's going to be a pretty short stream. We're trying to bring fresh content to you all the time. We're going to probably take some deeper dives into some of these potential side hustles to kind of just really give you a step-by-step. And I know Chris is going to talk about other things that you can do with some of the extra money that you've earned, and also potential passive income with another type of side hustle that Chris is going to be talking about. But, we spoke about being a reseller previously, right? And there's other websites that are really, really beneficial for this as well. We had spoke about Etsy. Shopify is another huge one where you can set up your online business there, again, using websites like what was it called? Wish. And there was another one out of China that was very, very similar, and I can't think of it at the moment. AliExpress, excuse me, I had to look at my notes there. Very, very similar websites, and you can find out what's hot on Shopify, or even going to Amazon. You can do Google searches on Amazon, find out what small product is seeing sales, and then finding those products, where you're going to get them at $5 or $6, and you are going to resell them for $25. I mean, there's huge upside. Another way to actually but supply your Shopify or your Etsy business is walking into the dollar store. Go into the dollar store and find something that you can buy in bulk. Go get $25 worth of this item. You're getting it for $1, and you can resell. But do your research. Find out what are some of the options. So when you look into the dollar store, you know what you're looking for, and you're able to resell those for 200, 300, 400% profit, right? And then also charge shipping. So you're not getting hit with the shipping. So, all that stuff between what you paid and what you're shipping, if you're not covering your shipping costs, is your profit, right? That's just from spending time. Just say you're want to do it on a Saturday and just see how it goes, right? Or spend 2 hours on an evening after you've done your 9 to 5. It's a great way to increase those revenues, increase those dollars you're putting in your pocket, and which is going to lead right into what Chris is going to talk about next.
Yeah, exactly. Well, real quickly, buying sell Florida asks, with the money made from the side hustle, how would you reinvest those funds? Stocks, crypto, real estate? What do you think, John?
I'd say all of the above. That's what I've done. Again, not financial advice, but I think the first thing when I had started the side hustle with our current company, I'm coming up on my in 1 month. I'm coming up on my 8-year anniversary. It's been 8-year blessing for sure, and a blessing to many, many others that we've been in contact with. But I think the first thing that I paid off my debt. That was the first thing that I did. I went in there, got all my credit cards paid off with the extra money before I invested a cent. I didn't want to pay that 25% interest anymore. So that was the first thing that I did. The second thing that I did, I think, was I bought my very first investment home. And, I'd saved the money, and I went out and I bought a rental unit. It ended up being a single family home, but it was something that I was probably looking at flipping at the time. And we did some renovations, but we decided, we're going to keep it long-term and become a rental. And as a matter of fact, my mom fell in love with it. And I'm like, Mom, what are you doing to me? I'm trying to make an investment here.
Raising your rent, man. Keep raising that rent.
Oh man, so she was like, don't worry about it. I know what you want to get for your rent. Well, I'll pay it. I'm like, as long as you're comfortable with it, Mom, I'd love to have you there. It's been a blessing having you there for the 5 years that we've owned the home. But then after that, that's when I really started to dig in, reading books, following people on YouTube, and finding out how to invest in originally it was the stock market, secondary it was the crypto market. So, I think that kind of leads into where you're at and what you want to talk about next.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is a great question, and I think it probably depends on your other finances as well, your debt load. How much money do you have? After you pay off that debt, do you have do you have several $1,000s, or are we talking about a couple $100 or $1,000?
Right.
If you have a couple $100 or $1,000, yeah, you're on the way to getting real estate, but that is a great time to get into the stock market or the crypto market. You can get in to either one of those with like $100, $50.
Sure.
It doesn't need to be a lot. I actually, and I'm going to create a link to show people exactly how to do this. I put myself and John's Coinbase links right down below this video. You can click those links. You'll get $10 just for as soon as you put like I think $100 in there, you get an additional $10. You can actually take some of the classes right in Coinbase to learn about how to invest and what the different coins are. And you can make, I actually just checked it out, you can make about $60 taking free classes just through Coinbase. So you can sign up today and just by learning about some of these coins, and they pay you in all these coins. There's about 10 different coins that will pay you to learn about their coins. And it's not a ton, but I mean, in the span of probably an hour or two, you'll make $60 in crypto in your Coinbase wallet. And then, who knows where it goes from there. But that's kind of what John and I talk about, doing something little. And a lot of people are strapped. There's a lot of people that have made a lot of money in this last year and a half, but there's, I still talk to a lot of people that are really struggling, like really, really struggling. The employee base they're not feeling great. They're feeling super overworked. I know a lot of people that a lot of the other employees aren't coming to work and they're having to work double shifts, and their paychecks are okay, but kind of what we talked about yesterday is not really keeping up with the cost of living. All these rent increases are really coming through, and that's real for a lot of people. So, it can be a matter of trying to scratch an extra $100 out a week. And what are you going to do with that extra $100? Putting a little bit into Coinbase or a little bit into E-Trade or whatever, and just trying to make a little bit of a difference is gonna go far. But that being said, that was the next thing I wanted to talk about was Coinbase and some crypto ideas, and a lot of what the people that are smarter than John and I talk about is dollar cost averaging in. Instead of putting your whole nest egg into crypto, because that is the in thing right now, start dollar cost averaging in. Put whatever is in your budget every single week. Every single day of the week if you can. So if you get into the habit of every Friday putting $100 in or $50 in, that's a great way to do it. A real safe way is to what we talked about a little bit before was like a 50% in Bitcoin, another little bit in the top 10 coins, and another little bit in the moonshot coins like Shiba. And everybody's talking about Shiba this week because Shiba just, Shiba 10x'd this last month. If you had put in $1,000 a month ago, today it'd be worth about $9,000, $10,000. And those are those coins you just never know. Was that a safe bet? No, because it can go anywhere. But those are those coins you kind of it's a moon bag. It's a you never know kind of coin. But there are great ways and there are easy ways to kind of start getting your feet wet in this without, like I said, without putting your whole nest egg in. What do you think?
For sure. No, you got to start somewhere, right? We always talk about how to eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? How are we going to improve ourselves? When we talked about it on Motivational Monday, just a little bit at a time, try to improve 1% per day. It's the same thing with anything. We got to have patience in the process, right? We're not here, it's not like we just won the lottery or we have an inheritance of $1 million. We are, we're just trying to get ahead a little at a time. And, opening up that retirement account so you're investing either tax-free or tax-deferred. Again, look into that. We're going to go into those accounts. We're going to go the difference between a Roth IRA, traditional IRA, and if you have home-based business, there's a small business IRA that you can open where you can you can put more aside. But it's finding those few dollars and investing it on a regular basis, and making sure that you're paying yourself first. If you're doing it out of your side hustle, you have to pay yourself first. You just have to, right? If you got your monthly expenditures taken care of from your 9 to 5, do not increase your spending to match the money that you're making.
Right.
Spend the same. Put away the rest. Invest it for a rainy day. And don't worry about having to pick the right stocks. I mean, we talked about Tesla, we talked about Ford. Those are just stocks that we're in. But I'm in multiple funds, ETFs that give you a range of stocks. So I've got Tesla and Ford in other investments, and it's not something I'm throwing a dart at the dartboard. I've got somebody who's got those top 500 companies, and I'm investing in those top 500 companies, so I get the movement in that. And there's also ETFs that encompass the entire market, the entire stock market. So you get a stock market fund. They charge very, very little fees. And if you got that 10% gain on an annual basis on average, you're a part of that. Right. So, those are the things that, as a new investor, that's what I would focus on. ETFs and stock market funds that are low fees. You don't worry about the mutual funds. There's a lot of very, very powerful and popular people out there that are on YouTube that specifically talk, and I'm not going to name names, but they specifically talk about mutual funds. Mutual funds are actively managed funds that charge you an enormous fee. So the funds that we're talking about may charge a tenth of a percent on an annual basis, or 0.15%. Some of these mutual funds will charge 2 and 3%. So if you've got 10% gains on either one of these funds, because they're usually about the same return, instead of paying 0.15% on an annual basis, you're paying 2%. So that 10% is now closer to 7%, where you can have had all that 10% compounding on a monthly basis and an annual basis. So make sure you're looking at those type of funds.
Also, it's I hate that I have to bring it up for some people, but stop watching nonsense on Netflix, and TV and wasting hours and hours and hours. Like John said, investing is great, but learn about it. YouTube, people that you like. I mean, I still like to listen to Jim Cramer sometimes. He's a love it or hate it kind of guy. I like his excitement. He's entertaining. He's very safe. He usually talks about the blue chip stocks, like the Caterpillars, the Ford, the Tesla. He talks about generally safe bets. He doesn't, he's not a speculation kind of guy, which I think the young crowd doesn't like him because of that. But for those people tiptoeing in, he's a good place to start. There's a lot of channels like that. I think Yahoo Business has a channel. MSNBC has a channel on YouTube. Spending some time and just watching, spend some time there, not on Netflix. Not the Squid Game was bad. That was amazing. But, and there's certainly nothing wrong with like tuning out. I need to tune out sometimes. I will turn on Squid Game, but that is definitely after I've spent some time learning. I try and learn stuff every day. So after I learn and I need a break, then I'll go watch Squid Game.
I wanted to answer the question that Buying South Florida just asked. Didn't ask. He made a comment. SEPs are great for self-employed. They are. I was actually in a SEP. And depending on what you're paying yourself and the salary from the business, really notates what you're able to put in as a max level. After doing some research, I found that there are certain self-employed IRAs that will allow you for a larger amount paid. Again, it's all depends on what you're actually showing as your income is what your limits that you can pay. And for those that are not self-employed, always start with your traditional IRA or your Roth. You've got somewhere between $5,500 and $7,500 limits, I believe, or depending on your age. And you can max those out. And depending on which one it is, it's either pre-tax dollars or after-tax dollars. And again, we're going to dive into that more. But again, max those out. And if you got your SEP, max it out. If you got a 401k from your employer, max that out first. Even if you got a self-employed business, if you got a 9 to 5 that's paying, a match on your 401k, max that out first. But more importantly, pay off your high interest loans and credit cards first. They're going to kill you. They're going to suck you dry. If you're paying fees at your bank, find a bank that doesn't charge fees, right? If you're going overdraft 2 or 3 times a month, just stop that nonsense and don't go overdraft, because that's a $35 fee every single time. Add that up over the course of a year. It could be thousands of dollars. Stop that nonsense. Yep. Get a hold of your personal finances, and we're going to help you here every day. We're going to talk about something that's going to help you learn something. We're going to continue learning so we can share that knowledge with you. And again, we haven't said it. I know we always get stuck, but please like and subscribe. Share the video. We're going to share it on the socials. Make sure you share it. You don't know who's going to enjoy it. It may not be something for you, but just share the darn thing. It doesn't cost you anything. And you may have 4 or 5 friends who are like, oh man, this content is exactly what I've been looking for, and I've never been able to find it. And there it is.
That's it. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, John, for hanging out. That was really good today. Absolutely, man. Love it each and every day. I'm getting motivated by you and just by getting this content out there. It's really enjoyable and now we've got some people in our chat boxes that are chatting us up. That's always exciting, and we appreciate you all. And we're just trying to help a little bit each and every day. That's it, and we will see you guys tomorrow with a really cool video, really cool interview, and that's it. Make today amazing, you guys.